Welcome back to Academy. There's been a few updates, mainly to do with optimisation, so the game should now run much better as it gets further into the game. Quite often this game has problems with late game frame drops, which definitely affects Blackness. Oh, I think we're building a castle here, and what we're going to want to do is hopefully do some battles so that we can see the new mechanics. So as mentioned in the last episode, they can now build ladders, so they could build ladders up into here. They'll attack walls, more likely they'll attack doors. Doors don't need to be completely destroyed to be passed through. So a door like this with only 80 hit points isn't going to last very long. They can lay bridges to get to walls, or more likely to get to doors, or basically you can use a trench. So if you have a trench like this, they'll lay a bridge. You might also notice that my microphone audio is a bit better. I've not replaced my microphone, but I have replaced my USB audio device. I was having a lot of problems with my previous one, which was M Audio. It stopped getting updates in 2021, which meant there was problems with Windows and it kept changing the sample rate, which was causing my voice to sound robotic and things. You wouldn't have heard that because I had to keep re-recording things. Now that I've got that sorted, I should be able to make videos more easily. The problem I have now is that my editing software has a new audio problem since they updated their software. I do understand that there will be some people who will be disappointed at the rate that I was making these videos, but there was behind the scenes issues that was preventing me from making them. It's also important to feel inspired to make the videos when you're making them. Right. So it's autumn. I think I can still grow until probably just before winter. And then what you'll often see me do is that you click this, don't sow. Once it gets to the colder weather, there's no point in doing what he's doing right now, which is sowing new crops. Because you're wasting your seeds and you won't get your seeds back, you'll just lose them. Unfortunately, Johnny is both the farmer and the miner. And I think I want him to do the mining first. So I think, if I recall, I plan to make this my great hall, and I'm going to wrap it around here, so it'll all be one big great hall. This should make it, you know, a very good room once there's a roof on it. So if here's the kitchen, down here, probably my workshop. And up here, I guess, is going to be bedrooms. Milton, perfect. Unlock. And we don't have clay, we need to build it from limestone. Is anyone good at smithing? No, nobody. But Aiken will be doing it. Said in the buildings will now shake when they're getting built. Just a visual change that they've added. I'll want dogs as soon as possible. I'm guessing I do not have a single dog. No, I have a cat that could be on vermin control. Oh, I do have a dog. She's getting trained. When they smelt, like smelting an iron nugget into an iron ingot, they only need to start the process and then it'll burn by itself until it's finished. So one person can actually do several, and if I set these all to 30, they are all synchronized, so this depends on what's in a stockpile. So as long as a stockpile has 30 iron ingots, so if they put them here or wherever they put them, then they'll no longer produce, they'll stop producing. Quite often, resources are produced in batches. So they will go over this a little bit sometimes, because they'll be 29 and then they'll produce 5 or something. New research. Decorative banners allows me to... Oh yeah, I can also build a smokehouse. I don't really do that, it just preserves meat. A smokehouse converts meat into smoked meat, which lasts a lot longer, but it costs labour, so somebody has to come and do it. And it also costs wood to smoke it, so I wouldn't say it's actually worth it, especially as if you refrigerate meat, I mean it doesn't last super long, but once it's made into meals, these should last a good while. So we have a variety of different materials, and we'll have to pick the material. They do have slight differences, like rat leather's blacker. I will just use linen, and I'll use the one that you hang on the wall. And if we go to the room, and we go to, I'm gonna create all 8 wall banners. Now I'm going to be wrapping this all the way around, but I might as well just build 8 now, because that's going to be in the future. In the future I'll make that look nicer. I also need, how many, I've got the stools, got the table. I need 4 torches or wall torches or candles. If I'd learned beekeeping I would have the candles, but a wooden wall torch. I think I might go for iron once I have iron produced here. Should have iron wall torches, which are more aesthetically pleasing. We just need 4 of these. And it's quite nice that it has your emblem on it. I call it an emblem, but I think it's officially called a heraldry. I hate that beeping noise. I wish, if there was ever a mod that I want, is to get rid of this. It's a, just change the noise. I don't like that noise. It's like a car horn. You'll notice in a lot of my series I actually edit that noise out, because it's kind of obnoxious. I know it's meant to be informing you, but another nice thing is that the siege equipment, which obviously I can't build at this point, now has sound effects. If you watched Blackness, you'll have seen that the siege equipment didn't have sound effects when I used it. It's nice that it's been added. The developers are good for adding content quite often. I'm going to stock up on wood because I think we're running low. We now have the iron to finish this. So as you can see by the moods, that doing jobs that they're passionate about is one of the most effective ways to keep their mood up. And the reverse is true. If you make them do jobs that they don't like, it would be a bad idea. Over time, when we improve their bedrooms, that gives a mood boost. The Great Hall will give a mood boost. Religious rooms will give a mood boost. What I do want to do is be careful not to destabilise the ground underneath this castle I'm building, because I'm going to want to continue to build up the way, and it's not going to let me, or it's going to cause problems in the future if I dig underneath too much. So you do want your food storage as close to your kitchen as you can for the efficiency of travel time for them to get the food, which is what this is. And we're going down quite deep underground, so let's have a look. The temperature here is 8 degrees, but in this room 6.6. I think this room's going to be better, 4.3. It's very well shaded here. Their body can add temperature. I can turn this on. I think we're going to see this drop in temperature, especially as it gets bigger. And this sunlight is creating huge amounts of temperature. So if the sun can reach somewhere, like here, it's not going to be able to increase the heat. Here is actually in a good position, hidden away from light. The sun's coming from here. But here should improve over time. And you can always, once you learn ice, put ice to sort of force the temperature down a little bit. Which is a good idea for long-term storage if you've got a lot of surplus. I think that's one of the things that for new players you'll need to learn quite quickly, is how to preserve food, otherwise you will starve. Continue to ripen until they go to seed. Hopefully we've got enough days. There's 12 days in each season. Sheep and goats. I actually prefer sheep to goats. Goats are a bit... they provide milk and dung, but they don't provide wool, and I'd rather have wool. So here, a bard. Well, if we can get the Great Hall done, we've got a level 2 bard to try and boost it. I'm not sure if we have a lot of food though. Aha. So, get 30 meals, and then if those are done, we'll do 10 lavish. Animal feed. Real good. So I guess we could have a festival now. Let's have a look. Hold the festival. So this is the boost mood. The bard is already going to be there. So right now it's going to be appalling. What's the food variety, the nutrition, blah blah blah. So let's roasted meat 3, stew 4, enjoyable. It's actually bringing it down. 1 milk's bringing it down, but then raw meat's bringing it down. Egg is bringing it down. I think I'll just keep the milk out. We'll just go for the enjoyable. Yeah, we don't need a lot of wine. 3 wine. Okay, let's do it. This is the best we'll probably manage to get. I could try and get to make lavish meals, but those require herbs, and I'm not sure if we have herbs. We have 1. It was good. Enjoyable feast +6. I think over time the expectation's going to get costly. So they're going to have very high expectations. But now that that's like this, I'll keep that to 20 so it's like as a backup. Because this is not. So what I need to do is put some pottery in here. That's more than I need. I only needed 2, but they still have an aesthetic value. Funny. Boom, kitchen. So now, production speed 120%. All we need now is to try and get this underground done. I could build a tunnel over to here as well. I think we're running out of storage. We really need to think about building this gate. Probably more than big enough. We can now build... No, we can't. We need to learn fortifications or something. What's it called? Defensive structures. Wanted the reinforced door that requires iron. But I guess... we're going to need a lot of support beams. Should be fine. Maybe just to make sure that this is strong. And that's because as I continue to build up, I'm going to want this as strong foundation as possible. Because the stability will start to get worse as we go up. We will want space for a stairway going up, so we've got the perfect spot already. I guess that works pretty well. Not going to be a lot of windows. The sort of ground floor. Just trying to think. So this is all going to be a workshop. That's a huge workshop, really. More than we need. I guess we can have bedrooms up here. We might even be able to dig this out more and have bedrooms behind here and then have a larger castle here. Bedrooms are going to start to take up more and more room over time. Because people want big bedrooms, and to keep them happy, I'll be trying to give them. But anyway, let's floor this. Been good. Not sure I want this to overhang or not. Maybe it'll be fine. I'm definitely going to build the roof on this. Plenty of build work. I maybe can dig underneath. It's interesting to know, is this 10? It's only 10s. Is there no good? None good. The reason is in the future, I'm going to have large stockpiles of stuff, just as you accumulate more stuff and have bigger industry. So it's good to have like an underground on your workshop, so a basement that you just have for surplus storage. You basically put it on like a low priority like this, and it just takes everything that's spare. So anytime that there's not a place to put something, it'll just get put in the basement storage. I do want that in the future, but maybe I should plan out the rest of the workshop first. And I'm guessing up here is going to be bedrooms. What I want is obviously corridors. So here is probably going to be a corridor on the inside bit, and then on the outside here will be the bedrooms. I'll need to think if I'm building bedrooms here though. Because if that's the case, the corridor maybe should go through the middle. So that windows, they can have windows basically. Because if it's built here, and there's corridor here, and then I build up, and then I build more bedrooms here and things, they're only the windows. That beep is annoying. Limestone wall. That's not right. Okay. That was a strange mistake. I meant to build limestone brick. Good thing I spotted that before we started building. Yes, a wooden bridge would be nice here. Should we hunt? 6 years old. I don't think it's got a long time to go, so. And I think we're kind of living off meat for the most part. We've already got lavish meal. See, that herb got put to good use. We will need more. Some herbs growing here, young. Let's see if I can spot some in the forest. Mushrooms. I'll ignore the dung herbs here. Herbs is a resource that you can easily run out of. When you grow them, they don't produce a lot of seeds. So even this is fully ripe, it'll produce 2. But if the person harvesting it isn't skilled enough, they might only get 1. And then if that one doesn't get stored quickly enough, you could lose it. So a 1-to-1 ratio, a seed is not great. But it should be 1-to-2 when it's ripe, so. I do find myself sometimes running out of herbs, even with big places like Blackness. It's only going to get 1. Suppose if I left it longer, it would get more. But... And also, when you grow them, you can't set them to go to seed. Only certain plants can do that. I could show you, for example. So it can only go to ripe. So it should produce 2 seeds. You will end up with loads of herbs though. That is the thing. You get plenty of herbs. But you do need quite a bit of herbs at certain points. You know, when you're producing medicine and you're using it for cooking. Who's hunting? Hiking. Thing's just sleeping and he's missing. Well done. I guess we can definitely rely on Aiken and Bao. Feel safer just knowing he's here. Yeah, I'll leave him to it. I actually had a herb garden here, but you know, why not have another one here? Oh, and definitely actually don't want it here. That's why I forgot. My animals live here. These two don't sow just now. They're more for next year. They should be eating this. Hasn't even scratched it. Marksman. I don't know why he's missing. Double checking that they're all oak brethren, which is definitely a good thing. Saves me having to build multiple temples or churches. If I can, I'll maybe even try and get them all just to convert to oak brethren, so then I can just build one, big temple somewhere. Do we have winter clothes? One of two. Where is it? Summer. I think the winter clothes can be made of anything apart from linen. So what we need is to hunt some animals. Let's go for lots and lots of goats. These torches, I should set the priority, or I should change the material and remove coal and wood, just because those are more valuable. I'm beginning to figure this out. He's clumsy. The music's kind of like that. Probably try to compute this guy's madness. I managed to get one. Let's see how a professional does it. Boom, headshot. Okay, makes it look easy. It's going to be very inefficient without dogs to haul all this meat for us. Looks like he's getting through the limestone blocks. Here we go. 2 archers, 3 fierce marauders, and a marauder. Forest bandits. They're here, they're gonna come here. Maybe they can come down here. They're definitely probably gonna have to go here. Is anyone marksman 14? Maybe I can use Aiken as a distraction. Also, I forgot to mention in previous episodes that there's now a morale thing here. So you can sort of visually see if you're going to break their morale. click them. Once they're injured, they're going to be slower. I don't know why they're freezing like this. It's pretty weird. You're in. Loot tick. Yeah, and then we'll get behind the melons and just... We can see that we are winning. Naked guy, okay. Come on in. No idea why he's not attacking the door. This is obviously a bug. Oh, there's more of them. There's an archer. I should probably target him, but I'm just going to let him. Okay, now it's time to target him. Because they're set to aggressive, they're probably gonna go after. Door was getting destroyed quickly. Johnny, you're free to go. He's set to aggressive, so they're gonna hunt down. I'm surprised he's missing though. It's like, damn good archer. Oh well, he's gave up. So this sort of worked. The traps worked this time. Could definitely add more traps here. It was an easy battle. I suppose here's a good place to end the episode. We've got this planned out, which is going to become our workshop. The kitchen is now ready. We fended off a very easy attack there, and we're working on getting this castle up and going. Hopefully in future episodes we're going to be able to see a little bit more of the new mechanics, where they'll build ladders and use siege equipment against us. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.